Hey guys, before we do any work on this machine, I just want to say a disclaimer that I am not in any way a professional. I have never opened a machine like this before. I've never even really seen the inside of one of these machines before. So if you're going to do it and it's under warranty, you will void your warranty. Do everything at your own risk. Just make sure it's unplugged. Hey guys, today we are taking apart the Levelook SD501 Kangen machine. It's leaking, so I'm going to take it apart and see what's inside, see what's leaking. So first thing we do, take off the cover, pull out this guy, pull out this filter counterclockwise, pull that out, make sure it's unplugged, take off the cover, take out the filter, which I've already done right there. Now, first thing we do, take out these 3 screws. Once we've removed 3 screws, take this, just pull it straight up. There you have it. I'm going to unscrew the top hose just to get that off. Unscrew the back hoses, so those guys are off. Just turn it around and we're going to remove this deep screw here, this deep screw here. There's a screw way back in there, and this screw right here. Once all 4 screws are out, grab the front, gently pull it off. Be very careful, wires are attached. There you have it. To remove the front from the back, disconnect this wire by pulling it out. Like that. It is now separated, giving you full access to the inside. I cannot see anywhere in here where the water is coming from, but it is wet. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. There are 3 screws underneath. 1, 2, 3. So removing the 3 screws, in order to lift this up to get it out, you need to remove this. There is a circlip here. There's a top and a bottom. Push the top and the bottom that way and the whole thing should come out. Okay, I've released the clip, it's gone, it's in there, look. This thing we just pull straight out, allowing that, releasing that, where I can now lift it up, pull it out very gentle. So the only thing I've disconnected is this guy right here. Thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this little zip tie to give me some more slack in order to pull this out. Well, looking at all the connections, they look pretty dry except for one area, which is that little motor down there. If you look in real close, you can probably see some beads of water. So to remove that, there are 2 screws. As you can see, there's 1 screw there and there's one on the other side there. As you can see, I've taken the bracket off and it actually moves pretty easy. However, if you check out these black and white wires, they come right to here. So take a picture for reference before you disconnect that and pull the whole thing out. This is the pump I took out, and I think this is the problem because when I turn it upside down, I'm kind of getting moisture on my fingers. It's called a ring pump, and that is the model number, and here is again the model number on the top. I'm going to see if I can look it up and see if I can find a new one. As you can see, I've removed this clip, pulled this guy out, removed that clip, pulled that guy out, and the motor is now free. I've taken out the 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to pop the cap off and just see what's underneath this thing. Maybe I can repair it. Turns out this is just a massaging pump. This is off camber, so as you can see there's a gap there and no gap there, so it just massages the water through. You can take this out if you want, but there's no need. I took it out and I blew down it and I don't think it's leaking. I didn't hear any air coming out, so I think this is good. I'm going to put it back together. Well, I can't figure out where the water is coming from, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put everything back together, but I'm not going to put the front on. And I'm going to connect it to the water, turn it on, and see if I can see where the water is leaking. Well, I've hooked this up to the water and I found the leak. right there at that clip. Now I'm guessing if I take that clip off and undo that hose, there's a washer missing. We determined that the leak was coming from here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push off this clip. I'm going to pull this out and see if the black rubber washer is good on there. I've taken off the clip, pulled this out, came out very easy. So I'm guessing this little black washer in here is no good. I'm going to fish it out. I ran the water for 5 minutes after the repair and everything is bone dry. The repair consisted of a very similar rubber O-ring, but instead of putting one in there, I put two. I put the clip on and everything worked fine. The rubber O-ring was 79 cents from my local hardware store. So now I'm just going to take this downstairs and put it all back together. The first thing you want to do on reassembly is put a little zip tie in there just to tidy up the wires. Put this bracket back in here, screw that screw in there, and that screw in there holding that little plastic thing which holds the pump in place. Next thing you want to do is put the front in the vicinity of the circuit board so you can plug this back up into here, keeping the orange wire to the left. Once that's plugged in, you're going to line up the front with the back and push it together. Next thing you do, make sure these washers are in there correct. Put this back on, push it in, and 3 screws. Just a word of warning guys, these screws are going into a plastic housing, so you don't have to tighten them up too hard. Just snug them up, that's all they need. Back we're going to put the 4 screws in, one in here, one in here, one right there, and one way back there, so you're going to need a really long screwdriver like this guy. And this is the final screw, all the way in with a long screwdriver. Push this back in, push it all the way in and twist. Then we're going to put this guy back in, so. Like that. We're going to put the cover on. I'm going to put the filter back in and the cover back on, and we're going to test it. Final thing to do is test it. We'll turn it on.
Power on. Kangen water.
Turn on the water. There we go. Check for leaks. Nothing. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe and leave any comments below. Thanks guys.